Hello guys, how are you? Just give me 1 minute and let me give you guys access to speak and then we'll start. Guys, please be on mute. If you are speaking, then just unmute yourself. Otherwise, please be on mute. Thank you. And before we start, let me just give you brief background about myself and then we'll start. And do let me know if I'm going fast or slow and we can adjust the pace accordingly. Okay. My name is Rupinder Monga. First of all, I'm really sorry. I was like, internet was getting disconnected. Now it's running fine. Regarding my background, so I've done engineering from IIT Delhi in 2005, and then I did my masters from Europe in finance. Then for last basically 10 years, I've been training in anything in finance, anything in analytics. My main experience is in finance and analytics. I've worked in purely in finance for 6 years and purely in analytics for 6 years. Right now, I'm working in fintech. Okay, so basically, my work basically is a mix of finance and technology right now. I'm FRM charter and along with that I've cleared CFA 1. The reason was the requirement was different for CF. I mean my what do you say company's requirement was to clear FRM as rather than CFA, and I've worked on a lot of financial models in my life, and today we will be discussing about that how financial modeling can help us in our careers. Okay, anything about me you want to ask? These days I am in Canada, and that's what it is. Okay, so I have allowed you guys to speak. Before we start, do you have anything you want to say? Guys, please be on mute if you are not speaking. Thank you. And you can post your questions on question and answer. That will help me if you don't want to speak. If you want to speak, that would be actually great. Okay. Anything you want to? Okay. Okay. So today, first of all, like, can you just give me brief background about yourself? Brief background. Brief background. Like, why do you want to do financial modeling? Or before we start that, can you anyone of you tell me what exactly is financial modeling? Any one of you? What is financial modeling? Anyone?
Sir, I believe it is assessing the balance sheet, like the history of a company, uh, and then evaluating it for future need, or maybe for the comparison of the two companies or something like that.
Okay,
Hello.
so comparison. Okay, yes, Asha.
Sir, it is the process to create, update, and modify Excel-based model and forecast company valuation.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? So, I mean, both of you are correct. The main thing is how to basically value anything. So when we say financial modeling, This is actually valuing anything in the sense it can be your company, it can be your what do you say, project. Disha, can you please be on mute? Let me mute to her. Okay. So it can be valuing anything. It can be valuing your company model. It can be valuing a project. It can be valuing a business idea. So it can be anything. So though the financial modeling we related to more of valuation of the company, but it's anything we want to value, anything. So that's why it's called financial modeling, because we want to understand the finance of that project, finance of that business model. So it can be a budgeting model also. So if I want to basically budget something, even that comes under financial modeling. Okay. So we try to model. And why do we need that? Because when whatever we do, like all companies, all of us, we work for money, right? So when we work for anything, we want to see if that particular thing is going to be profitable or not. So it can be, if let's say Reliance, now when they ventured into Geo, there was huge investment involved, right? Now but they must have valued it, like okay, what kind of expenses will be there, what kind of revenues they can expect, and when they are thinking they will get break even. So it can be using historical also, or it can be from scratch also, that okay, we don't know what was the past, or we don't have any past, but what will be the future. That is where we use financial modeling, right? So basically this helps us arrive at optimal business solutions. So by looking at various parameters, now various parameters, these can be facts, this can be assumptions. Okay. And mostly it's assumptions, and it's very important to look for what kind of assumptions we have. Okay. Now what we do is, somebody said, I think, that we do it in Excel, right? Why Excel? Why Excel?
So, up to my
Excel has
knowledge, the most of the models that financial modeling team uses contains VBS and macros.
Okay.
sir,
So,
Excel has
this
for
would be the great option. I mean, using Excel would be the great option to present correct models.
Okay. And Sarika, you were saying something?
Yeah, also, I mean, the ease of using formulas, the analytical capabilities that Excel provides
Okay.
probably help.
Correct. So these are few of the reasons that why we do it in Excel. But if you think carefully, all these things are available in some other tools also, right? Like if you look for not exactly this thing Excel related, or maybe let's say Google worksheets, or maybe let's say you talk about like Python as a coding language, or maybe R is a statistical software, or maybe MATLAB. Okay, all these have the capability of like basically creating financial models in them. Okay, but one thing is, I agree with ease of use, that Excel is ease of use. But if I compare it with Google Sheets, okay, Google Sheets is similar to Excel. Do you agree with me? Right now, the main reason is Excel is available everywhere. So if I'm sitting in Canada, I have access to Excel, and you are sitting in India, you have access to Excel. So every one of us can access Excel. And along with that, because it's available everywhere, most of us can understand how it works. And the best part is we can visualize. If you talk about other programming languages, if we talk about other programming languages, we cannot visualize anything. If somebody creates a financial model, it's a black box, we don't know what's happening. Okay, but when we talk about Excel, we can see what's happening. We can see how a particular formula or a particular relationship exists and how it is calculating other thing. So it calculates everything, plus we can visualize. That's why if there is a new competitor, like Google Sheets is a new competitor, it looks exactly like or almost like Excel. So even new products which come into market, they look like Excel, and that's why we use Excel for analyzing or basically creating financial models. Make sense? Now this is important, right? And as the definition I said, that financial model, we use it to value a business, or we look for a performance of a business, a project, or a company, right? And we make decisions, financial decisions. So now these financial decisions are made in what kind of companies? What kind of companies make financial decisions?
All companies.
Yes. So we make them in all companies. So it means it is required everywhere. Be it marketing, be it, let's say, finance company, bank, be it any company, name it, and we will be taking some kind of decision by using some kind of model. And that's why financial modeling is the most important thing you need to know to work in any company. Any doubts till now? Any doubts? Nothing? Okay. So now another best part in basically financial modeling is that to become, I mean, it can be a criteria to work in a particular company, but become a financial model, you don't need any background. I mean, you need to know these things like financial concepts, everything. But if you answer that, it's not that you have to be an engineer, you have to be a BCom or commerce candidate, you have to be basically from a particular background. No, it does not have any background. I mean, we don't need to have a particular background. Anyone of us can become a financial modeler. I got a question from Urvi. What scope does financial modeling have for a CA? Give me 2 minutes, we'll reach there. Okay, so, and if somebody asks, okay, if I want to become a financial modeler, what do I need to do before, I mean, doing this course or before entering into this field? Actually, nothing. You just need to have basic idea of Excel, basic idea of Excel, and then you need basically some, obviously, for any job you need communication skills, writing skills, and plus you need basic idea of accounts. So these two things you need. So it's not like that if you don't, if you don't know anything about, let's say, accounts, then it's slightly difficult. You need to know like how basically what line items are, basic things, right? So just basic idea. But if you have no idea, still we can learn those by spending maybe 1 day or 2 days to see, okay, what is the balance sheet, what is the payment, just basic things. And even if those are not known, those can be learned by training, like during the training like of this with EduPristine, right? So that's all you need, nothing more than that, right? Now these are the things to start. Okay, to start. Now the better you are at accounts, plus the better you are at Excel, that's the best combination you can have. So you need to know, think logically, the stepwise. For example, let's say I want to create a project model. Let's say you have a company, and your company is looking to it's a real estate company. Your company is going for a new project, let's say mall. They want to construct a mall. Okay, and they want to uh, see if this project will be profitable or not. So tell me, what will be the steps you will be looking for? Tell me.
uh, Cost of the project and location of the project would be two very important thing according to me.
Sorry, location and
And the cost.
okay. So basically, we will be somebody said IRR. Okay. So that's the final result. Obviously, we will be looking for. But I said, what are the steps we will be looking for before we reach IRR? Definitely. So IRR is called, in those who don't know, it's internal rate of return. Okay. And along with this, we have NP, which is net present value. So these two things are mostly used in calculating valuation of a project or valuation of a new business idea or a performance of a project, even valuation of a company. Ultimately, we are calculating NPV, that value of the company as of today. Okay. Now, to reach to this point, yes, you're right that we need to understand location now and cost. Now, location is important to understand the cost and revenue both. Okay, so the most important thing to reach, if I work backwards, that I want to find out net present value or IRR. To get these items, I need to have, let's say, cash flows. That what will be my future cash flows. Cash flow depends on my cost and revenue. Cost will be, okay, there is something called EPC, which is engineering, procurement and construction, so or operating cost. So what will be the cost in constructing the mall, then what will be the cost in running the mall, right? So will we be selling the shops, or will we be renting it? Okay, if we sold it, then what kind of charges we will be paying as a builder, and if we are giving it on lease, then what kind of charges we will be paying, right? That is EPC cost and operating cost we need to understand. And then revenue. Now, the common thing behind revenue and cost or anything is assumptions, right? Now, these are the steps are there. So for example, if now you need to, let's say you want to enter into financial modeling and you want to work on this project. Now, what is the knowledge you needed, right? You needed, okay, how to value a project. So what exactly is NPV, what exactly is IRR? So basically this is the basic knowledge you need, right? So you need to have some financial knowledge. Then, okay, to get, because if you have this knowledge, you know that to get this, what kind of cash flows will be there. Then, okay, these cash flows will be generated from what kind of cost, what kind of revenue. And the most important is what will be the assumption. And for this, you need the knowledge of the business. Okay, that are you constructing a mall, or are you constructing a, let's say, a housing complex, or are you constructing maybe a road, right? Tolls, so that your revenue will be tolls, different tolls, right? So this basic knowledge, I mean, these knowledge, this knowledge you need. And if you notice, these things are, the process is common. The process is common, steps will be common. The only thing will be changing from business to business is the business knowledge. Now, the business knowledge you will learn while working somewhere. Okay, you will have some basic logic. Okay, from, so logic, that okay, how it should be. Plus, you will be working in detail while working in somewhere, or reading or studying from somewhere. But rest of the things can be learned from a training like EduPristine, right? That what will be process, how to create it. Now, this financial modeling, the training which we have at EduPristine, or the kind of it should be that we should be able to excel in Excel. So basically, we should have proper knowledge of Excel. So getting expertise in Excel, we cannot get it in like 15 days of training, but we should know that how to think like a financial model. The main reason of a training like EduPristine is that how we think, how to create a financial model, right? And how to work in Excel. So we will learn the process. and we will learn Excel to such an extent that we will be able to do things by our own, even if we don't know right now. But after this training, we will be able to learn that, okay, in case I don't know anything in Excel, then how to do it in Excel. Okay, how? It's not like basically uh, because Excel or any domain is vast. If you ask me, I have been working on Excel for more than 10 years. Then even everything, every day there are new features which comes in Excel, and I don't know all the features, but when I need it, then I get to do it, and because now I know how to do it. Okay, so that's what we will learn, and we will learn the process. If I take an example of financial model, let's say somebody said that we want to value a company. Now, to value a company, there are some steps, and almost if there are, let's say, 10 steps, these almost all companies valuations, we will follow these 10 steps. Okay, but there are two industries which are slightly, just for your knowledge, which are slightly difficult to value. One is called insurance industry, another is called banking industry. The reason is that their business is entirely different from other kind of industries like manufacturing industry or service industry. In service industry, manufacturing industry, for example, when we take debt is a financing activity. We take debt to in so that we can buy assets and buy assets to run the company. But in banking, you enter into debt because it's your operating activity. You give debt, you take deposits, it's an operating activity, so that is different. In insurance, it's very difficult, or it's different to difficult, let's say life insurance, when somebody will die. So that's why these two apart from these two industries, right, all other industries almost follow the same process. One or two steps will go here and there. So once you understand how to do it, you will be able to work on any kind of model, right? So if somebody is asking that what other skills you need to excel in finance modeling, you need just how to know Excel, plus how to know the and to know the process. Okay, and if you will be able to do this process and Excel, then it will be great. So what exactly we will is there? So somebody is asking, is there any overlap between CFA level 1 and FM? Not exactly, because CFA is more of a theoretical subject and it includes 10 different subjects. But if you talk about financial modeling is kind of practical subject, so it's hands-on, and it just focuses on one part, which is financial modeling or valuation of any project, any company. Okay, which is there in CFA1. So you can say 5% or 2%, 3% is common. That's all. 2%, 3% common. That's all. Not more than that. Okay. So who should work on this project? I mean, on as a financial model. Okay. Anyone who has knack of some, like, interested in working with numbers. Okay, and anyone uh, who loves to work or who likes to work in like spreadsheets or Excel, right? And anyone now who should join this course, right? Then anyone who is in investment banking, project management, equity research, who is in accounts. Because see, somebody is asking what scope does finance modeling have for a CA. Now CA is a field where basically the CA wears different kind of hats, right? So CA can be in audit, CA can be normal, like creating balance sheets and everything, right? So there are different fields CA works in. Now, to work on these things, there are softwares available. Let's say you work on Tally, right? But the basic work, what you do it in Excel. And if you are good in Excel, plus you are good in the process of working on a model, because everything is related in accounts, in finance, everything is numbers, right? So we work in numbers, and we try to have those numbers in Excel, right? So to work with numbers, to work on Excel, or basically to work on models, you need to know financial modeling, right? So it is very important if you are basically working anywhere means, because if you're working, let's say, sales and marketing, you don't need to value a company, but you need to work on numbers to tell your management, okay, how much we did, what is my growth, everything, what you are expecting, that how your revenue will grow. So you should know the process and you should know the Excel. So if there is this syllabus, let's say this much syllabus, and let's say you are in investment bank, then you need, let me have this, full. So if you work in investment bank, you need to know full. If you work in, let's say, equity research, you need to know full. If you're working in project management, you need to know maybe this much. And if you work in, let's say, business planning, you need to know this much, right? And strategy, this much. P funds, commercial banking, you work in sales and marketing, still you need to know some part of it, right? So it's still beneficial for you. If you are a CA, almost everything you need to know, right? So this course, though the name says financial modeling, it seems that it is for finance people, but everyone, even if they are not working in proper finance, they need to know everything. Now, few things you might feel, okay, why a sales and marketing guy would need valuation of a company, but other things he or she needs to know, that what can be the process, how to work in Excel, how to work to create anything, any assumption, okay, that what things we should look for. So those things are important. Okay, so I got a question that I have an experience in IB, so that's, I'm assuming, investment banking operations of 3 years post my MBA in finance. Will, so in which field you want to shift? So uh, making a shift in as a what? Yes. Okay, I didn't get the answer yet. Okay, no problem. So, so what kind of opportunities which are available? So as I told you, one thing is you are already working in a field, so it will help you to get efficient in that particular field. Okay. Now I got a question: can someone start with analyst job by just doing financial modeling and no experience? Okay. So you can become an analyst job with no experience. Okay. But if I say just doing financial modeling, I mean, you must have some background like BCom, BTech, or some kind of background. The thing is, it's like an additional thing. So let's say if I just know, if I'm expert in financial modeling, yes, you can give the interview and you will pass. Okay. But the item is, whenever we look for jobs, right? Whenever we look for jobs, it's like comparison between you and me, right? So if I go for an interview and you go for an interview, if we both are going for an interview, our background is same. The only difference is that you know financial modeling and I don't know financial modeling. Then whom do you think they will pick? You, because you have something extra. So it is always an always a comparison between all the candidates, and we need to have something extra. Now if you look at history, for example, 10-15 years ago, very few people were doing MBA, right? So it became a trend that, okay, we need to do MBA, we need to do MBA. Why? Because that is an extra edge we get. But as time passed, now everybody is doing MBA. Now we need something else. So somebody goes for these kind of certifications, CFA, FRM, but some people go for something practical, which is the also required in jobs like financial modeling, right? So if you have that extra skill, that will give you an extra edge over the other person in the interview, right? So that's why it's important to do something, right? If your interest is in numbers and this thing, then you do financial modeling. If your interest is in marketing, for example, you do digital marketing, right? So see, the idea is that you need to have something extra, you need to change with time, right? So that's why you need financial modeling. And the best part of financial modeling is, though it names like finance, but it works in all domains. So even if you want to work, let's say, in sales and marketing, ask anyone who has been working in sales and marketing for maybe, let's say, 10 years or like quite some years. He or she will be working with Excel, right? And if you have a knack of numbers, it makes your life easy. It's not all about always about like that. Okay, if I want to, yes, it will help in shifting also. It helps in basically, what do you say, growing in your career. So to grow in your career, you need to show that you are efficient, you can do multiple things, and for that you need to know how to do a model, right? That's why it's important. So if you want to say shift into finance field, so then equity research, investment banking, credit risk, uh, financial analysis, business analysis, project finance, fund management, commercial banking. So there are various finance fields where you can work. Plus, you will be efficient in working in non-finance fields also, right? So everything. So I get a question: how is the market for financial modeling? Are there enough job opportunity? As I told you that this is the skill. This is the one skill which is used in all jobs, be it finance and non-finance. So yes, opportunities are there. But if you purely ask, okay, I want to go for equity research. So basically, you just want to value companies. So there are set of jobs available, right? So okay, let me just tell you. Let's say you want to identify a particular domain for you. Okay, particular domain for you, that if a particular domain is good for you or not, or enough job opportunities are there or not, I can simply say yes. Okay, but how do you know that I'm saying truth or not? You can go to, let's say, naukri.com and just search for a, for example, that particular word, keyword. Let's say you want to find out if there are jobs or not in equity search. So go with equity, search with equity, search with finance. Okay, and you just mention finance, there will be number of jobs. Okay, you can see that what kind of number of jobs which are available in finance field. Okay, now if I talk about finance jobs are unlimited, not unlimited, I mean huge number of jobs are available, and financial modeling can be used in any job profile of finance, right? Now if you're CA, CFA, FRM, BTech, or commerce graduate, or any field you need, I mean, and you're thinking to work in finance field, right? Or you are already working in finance field, you need financial modeling, right? So it's not only about, so it's about new jobs, it's about shifting career, and plus getting efficient in your current job. Everything you need financial modeling. Asha, this is a very good question. So Asha is asking, I search every company, want experienced people, nobody takes freshers, then how to enter? The biggest problem we have, I mean, not only financial modeling industry, in any industry, like you talk about softwares, you talk about sales and marketing, everybody mentions they want experienced people. It's kind of a like vicious circle. They want experienced people, and how you will get experience? When you join a job, right? So it's a circle. You can't have an experience without a job, and you cannot get a job without an experience. And that's the problem with our industry, and it's true everywhere, be it India, Canada, US, everywhere. See, obviously, if as a company, let's say two people come to me, and one is with the experience and one is without experience, I'll prefer experience. Now that's where the benefit is of, first of all, a course like this, that it will help you. It's not that you can say that you worked in a particular company for 3 months. Okay, so if it's a 3 month course, but the idea is you can at least say that you have done something hands-on. I'll give you an example. These days, our online presence is what matters, right? So what people do is that they start creating their working on their online presence. For example, during this course, you will be working on two financial models. Just an example, you will be creating those two financial models. After getting those two financial models, what you will do? So now you know how to do this financial model. So you, in your resume, you can write that okay, you worked on these two models. But let's say 50 of you, or let's say 20 of you joined this course. Now all of you actually know how to work on those two models, right? So you need to start practicing also. So you'll work on some other models which you can showcase. See, I created this, I created this. Now the best part in financial modeling is nothing is right or wrong. If you work on a financial model, I work on a financial model, then you will have different results than what I'll have. And the best part is neither you are wrong nor I am wrong, and we'll get to know if you are wrong or I am wrong with time. Immediately, no one can tell. If you can justify your assumptions, your steps, you are correct, right? So, so the first thing is you need to show companies that you know stuff, and training can be one way of doing that. Second, I agree. I got an somebody mentioned that internship. Yes, many people do internships to at least like get the foot in the door. So basically they want to show, see, I have worked on these things actually. Even that internship, if that internship is paying you very low for 3 months, 6 months, it's fine. It will help you create a solid base, okay, solid foundation. So somebody is asking, to bridge the experience gap, what can we do since all companies want it? One thing is I mean, I told you, do a course like this, which will give you basic idea, and based on this, you, I mean, if you don't have any other background and you're struggling, that's for that. What can be the worst process? Okay, one thing is you search for a job and you get a job. Second thing is you do a course like this, and then you start for searching for a job, get a job. Now you do this course and you are not able to find a job, so then you start creating your online presence. So basically start creating new models. It will help you like hone your skills, plus it will help you to show your skills. So start putting those things on either LinkedIn profile, or maybe Twitter, or maybe start writing blogs. So these are few different ways people help, I mean, try to showcase. Then look for an internship. So this is a worst in this longest path I'm telling you. Again, not worst. Obviously, you will learn a lot of things during this process. Then search for an internship. Even if it isn't paying very low, it's fine, because it will give you something to start with, and then work on it. Okay, so if that is a process. Now if you already have experience or basic experience in a different field, or basically you are already working somewhere and you want to shift careers, you know what is the best part? If, let's say, if I'm working in sales and marketing or operations, somebody mentioned operations, and I want to enter into finance, one thing is, okay, I will start searching outside. But the biggest problem is that the new company will consider your experience to be zero, because you have not worked in financial modeling. So to, let's say if you have 6 years experience, it's very hard to go let this go. I mean, 6 years of experience value. What I can do is, wherever I'm working within that company, if I'm able to shift in that particular field which I want, let's say finance, right? If I'm able, and I mean, many companies allow switching internally, especially when there are, I mean, there are jobs, and getting people outside is difficult. So shift internally. Now work there for, I mean, if you like that company, then work there for whatever time you want. But let's say you want to shift the company, then after 1.5 years you can start looking for a job. Then you can, it's not that I'm saying lie on your resume, but you can link your operations resume, operations part with your finance, because now you know that what we do in finance, right? So it's shift internally and then move to another company. That's how you can do it. Any questions, guys? Sangeeta, you raise your hand, you have a question? No. Okay, so this training, how it helps basically, this training will help you uh, m- basically become an expert in basically creating financial models or models to per se. So I'll focus more on models rather than financial model. So we'll be working on financial model, we'll be working on project finance, but we also will be working on what do you say, charting, macros, right? So before I actually um, go with other details, let me know exactly we cover in this course. Somebody is asking, does EduPristine provide placement assistance? Yes, and it's free along with the course. So basically, what you do is, uh, after or during the course and towards the end of the course, so you will be linked with the placement assistance team, and they will help you work on your resume and connect with companies. So Edwin has contacts with multiple companies. See, the thing is, every company needs people, right? Even in this COVID times, which is bad, every company needs people. I mean, there are companies which are getting shut down, but there are companies which are still thriving, like Amazon is thriving, Reliance is thriving. So there are many companies which are thriving, right? And you need basically people. And how? I mean, there are multiple ways. So they have HR team which looks for candidates, and they hire different placement agencies, or they get attached to companies like EduPristine. And why? Because EduPristine is providing trained candidates to them. Now, if let's say I don't know any finance modeling, and I somehow get selected and join a company. Now, first thing what they will do, they will teach me financial modeling, right? Because my work will be in financial modeling. And what best can happen, that I already know financial modeling. So how can I know financial modeling? Either I have the experience or I have taken training like in EduPristine, right? So that's why, I mean, companies get interested in hiring people from companies like EduPristine. So EduPristine will connect. So EduPristine is in contact with multiple companies, and they will connect you with. So EduPristine doesn't take anything in between. So it helps companies also. It helps students also. Okay. So So Rabian now is asking that, is there a scope for this in COVID situation? See, the thing is, there are jobs available, but again, competition is slightly high, so you need that extra edge, like anything, right? So you need that extra edge. So be it in finance or be it in marketing, so whichever field you want to work in, you need something extra because you are competing with more people now, right? So you should work on something like that. Asha is telling me I have around 7 years of experience and left my job in 2017 for past 3 years. I'm 40 plus, so can I join this course and restart my career again? Now, Asha is restarting, but you did not mention in what field you had the experience. Can you please let me know? Let me answer another question in the meanwhile. Asha, please let me know what kind of experience you had. So, okay, so that is the most common question which I get. What is the average pay scale of a finance model? Now, if I say I'm doing finance modeling and you are doing financial modeling, so it's apple to orange comparison, right? So we will not be able to basically compare that how much you get and how much I get. But let's say you are an engineer, I'm an engineer, you have the knowledge of financial modeling, you have done this kind of course, I don't have the knowledge of financial modeling, you will get selected. First part. Second part is you will grow faster. Why? Because you will be more efficient than I am, right? So if you are efficient, you will grow faster. If your package is, let's say, 10 lakhs, mine is 10 lakh, so next year maybe your is 13, mine is 11. So that's the difference where it will make. First, getting job will be easier as compared to getting job without this field. After getting job, growing will be easier than without having this knowledge, right? So that is important. Now many people I know, so it matters. This is skill, right? This is not a degree. So this skill plus what is your background, So it depends on that. So if you have only background, I mean, let's say MBA or something like that, and without the skill, then it will be different, and with the skill, it will be different. Now, if I say, okay, I'm BCom from, let's say, from a or MBA from a very third-rate college, and you are MBA from, let's say, IIM, there's no comparison between you and me, right? But you are from IIM, I'm from IIM, and you have the skill, I don't have the skill. There is a comparison, right? You will get a better pay scale, you will get a better growth, and you are from third grade college, I'm from a third grade college. You have the skill, you will get a better job, right? So there's no fixed pay scale. I've seen people starting at 15 lakhs also. I've seen people starting at 2 lakhs also. Okay. So there's nothing like we can say, okay, if I am a financial model, this will happen. But once you are in the industry, okay, or before entering also, if you have the skill, it will help you enter into the industry. Okay. And once you are in the industry, you will grow faster. Your pay scale will grow faster. That's the benefit of the skill. Okay. And those salaries within this, if you ask, it goes to, with like 10 years of experience, it goes to like 20-25 lakhs types things with 10-15 years of experience. Okay. Right. So Asha, you have everything, right? You are MBA in finance, you have 7 years of experience in finance. Then, I mean, if you can show, I mean, when you will apply, you will show that during this break you learned the skill, right? You learned something along with whatever experience you have. Then you are basically telling the employer that, see, I have that knowledge, so I'm updating myself with the time. Okay. And I'm interested in this field. That's why I've been working on my skills, right? So any course related to finance will help you re-enter your career. So Sangeeta is saying, I've done MBA finance 9 years back, no job experience. Okay, so you're saying you have not worked after MBA. That's what you're saying? Okay. So assuming that, let's say you don't have any job experience. Now, if you have a valid reason that you can tell you to your employer, then obviously, basically, I mean, you have to justify why you did not work for 9 years. Just an example. Plus, if you do a course like finance model, you can show that, again, the same answer which I gave Asha, that you are keeping yourself update with the industry trends, what's happening in the industry, right? That will give a positive impact on the employer. Now somebody saying my salary is already this much, do you think there are high chances of a pay cut? I don't know your background, sir or madam. Can you please tell me your background? So the one who has asked about salary, I mean, so again, if you are in a different field and you are working, you want to shift to finance, the best thing I told you, if you are going to just look at a different company, job in a different company, there might be a chance that they will assume that, okay, that your experience is zero in finance. Okay, yeah, okay, so you are the same guy or girl, I don't know. Okay, so if you have already have experience, let's say whatever X years of experience, if you look outside your company, outside, there can be two scenarios. They will consider your previous experience, they will not consider your previous experience. So if they don't consider your previous experience, right, obviously there will be pay cut. They consider, then there will not be any pay cut, no pay cut. Okay, but but even if they consider there is no experience, in India, I'm telling you, Indian trend in India, they will ask you what is your previous salary. And obviously, if they in their if they're in their company, if for no experience their salary is, let's say, 5 lakhs, So it's not that they will say, okay, come at 5 lakhs, because they know that you will not be coming at lower salary, and if you come, then you will leave early because your salary was high earlier. So they will not hire you actually. Okay, so they will not hire you. But if they consider you with experience, they know that you will not work below whatever salary you had, so they will give you above your salary, or maybe at least same salary. But the best part, which I say that this part becomes tricky, best part is you switch within your company. If you can, within company, if you are able to switch within the company, what will happen is you will be able to, after 1 year or 2 years, you will be able to combine your experience, let's say 3 years plus 2 years extra you worked in finance. Now you can combine that and show. Now they will consider your previous experience as 5 years, not like 2 years. And obviously there will be jump in salary. Okay, so that's what you need to do. Okay, now somebody is asking, what is the salary range, what is the salary range for admission placements? Again, so it varies. So I don't have the exact numbers with me, but last time I checked, it ranged from, I mean 2 lakhs to maybe around 10 lakhs. But exact numbers, I think admission can tell you better. Okay, but again, it depends on your background plus this skill. It's not like it's pure this skill, it's an additional edge which you get. So this course is for 14 days. Okay, let me quickly tell you what we cover in this. So the first module is Excel tips, because as we discussed that Excel tips is very important. Second module, basically we work on a financial model. Okay, and third module we work on M&A. Okay, because merger and acquisition, if you are working in Excel, I mean, see, finance field is fast. There's several things you can work on, right? So but this is a basic thing that you need to know. Then there are different things on which you can work on. Then we have project finance. Then we have macros, charting. Then there's another financial model from a different industry. So that is basically 14-day program. And the best part of this course is, okay, so obviously you will learn the finance parts, but it teaches you the process. See, if I just give you, okay, do this, handhold you, okay, you will learn one thing. But if I handhold you plus I tell you how things are done, okay, then you understand the process, and next time you will be able to do it on your own. And when you get the certificate, you will get BSc Institute Limited logo also, which gives an example to the basically employer that it is a standard certificate. Okay, any other doubts? So EduPristine have given training in various institutes like Bank of America. So see, these companies, Bank of America, they're KPMG, JP Morgan, ENY, all these companies are very big companies, right? But they want to train their candidates, so they have hired EduPristine in the past to train their candidates. We have, I mean, EduPristine have trained in different colleges also, like IIT Delhi, ISB, FMS, IMC. So these colleges also need to train their students so that they are market ready. So this is market ready course, that it bridges the gap between theory and your practical. Okay, so for the cost, somebody is asking what is the cost of this course. So you might be in contact with someone in advocacy, so I mean your counselor will contact you with details. Okay, and they will tell you the cost about this course. Any other doubts, guys? Anything? So even if you are from non-finance background, even you are from finance background, so first thing is you want to shift to finance background or you want to excel in your current in profile, then this is a course for you. Even if you want to remain in non-finance, it will help you to learn Excel. It will help you to understand the different finance processes so that you can link. So if I work in sales and marketing, for example, and how I can link things, what happens in my company, I'll be able to perform my job better. And if I want to work in finance, obviously this is a finance course and it will help you to excel or join this industry. Any doubts, guys? Any other doubts you have? Anything? No doubts? Okay. So yeah, so Sujita, I think you guys are in touch with, I think, Gaurav or someone from EduPristine, and he or she, your counselor, will get in touch with you to explain anything, any doubt which is left, or about the cost also. Okay, so they will tell you exact cost for this course. And if you have any doubts, anything, later you can get in touch with Gaurav and or your finance counselor, and he or she will help you answer those questions. Rahul, you raise your hand. Any doubts? Okay. Anyone else? Any doubts? Please let me know. Okay. So Ravi is asking BSc or NSC is better for certification. I know, like, there's a competitor who have NSC, right? So see, the idea is, I mean, I can't say anything, but you are a better judge if BSc or NSC is better. But the main thing is you are learning, okay, what you are going to learn and how you are going to learn. If somebody, so the same thing which I said earlier, that if I just hand hold you and teach you 10 things, it's not efficient. It's not sufficient. The main thing is you need to be self-sufficient after doing this course, right? And that you will be able to do by learning the process, by understanding the process, that how things are done. And that's what we teach in EduPristine. So we make you self-sufficient, that how to work in this industry, like, for different things. So Rahul says, what role does financial modeler plays in M&A? Now, if you want to go for merger and acquisition, first of all, you need to understand what they are. So we understand that. Second thing is you want to value the company. So if you want to buy anything, let's say if one company wants to buy another company, they need to know, like, what value is that company holds, right? That so that they can pay accordingly, even if they want to pay a premium, right? So unless you know how to value a company, you will not be able to work on a M&A deal. So what you do is you need to know all these things. That's a work of financial model. You value the company. You look for various scenarios, that okay, if I give this company fair price, then what will happen? If I give 10% premium, then what will happen, right? So what will happen after that also? So first, what is the fair value of the company? That is done. Second, what will happen after that if I give you extra? Somebody is asking what questions are asked in an interview for FM. So it depends on company to company, but most basic questions are like different, uh, what do you say, on assumptions, that what kind of assumptions you can take, what kind of model you need to make, okay, what can be the steps in creating financial modeling, and they might give you a small test, okay, by giving you a small Excel problem, solve this. So that's what we check, but that depends on company to company again. So if you come to my company, I will have a different method. If you go to a different company, it will be a different method. Yes, guys, any other doubts? Any other doubts, guys? Any other doubts? Okay. So if you don't have right now any doubts, we can stop here. But in future, if you have any doubts, you can get in touch with EduPristine. Okay, so there is a question: CFA or from for investment banking? I didn't get what you. So as I told you, CFA is a designation, right? So CFA gives you a different edge than financial modeling. Financial modeling is a practical course, so it tells you what happens in the industry. CFA is a theoretical course, and it helps you understand that the employer that you have the knowledge. Okay, so if you have both, very good. So you have theory plus practical also. Okay, so this financial modeling helps you bridge the gap between theory and the job. Okay, yeah. So CFA is for portfolio management. So if you want to do anything in finance, right, CFA is good for you. If you want to work in risk, purely risk, then FNM is better for you. But again, both of them are theory. This is practical. This bridges the gap between theory and job. Weber is saying BSc have different syllabus of this course. I cannot comment on that actually. So what they have. So there can be something like how they mention can be different, but see the idea is again that we teach you to be self-sufficient. That if you understand one time, then any kind of question come, you can apply your mind and you can work on that. And that what is required to stay alive in this cutthroat competition, right? Because we need to keep on updating ourselves on regular basis. Any other doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay. So if there are no doubts, we can stop here. Thank you for your time, and I'm again really sorry that my internet didn't work like for first 5 minutes, and we were late in starting. Okay, Suchita is asking in financial modeling what's most important. Actually, everything is important. Like you need to know Excel properly, first thing. Okay, plus you need to know the process. Okay, or the basic finance things like what is NPV, what is IRR, what is CAPM model, how to value debt, details of debt. Okay, plus the process. So these three combinations are required to become a good financial model. So it's not that you can pick and choose one item. All these things are important. Yes, guys. Any doubts? Okay. So let's stop here. And later, if you have any doubts, you can contact EduPristine, and EduPristine will obviously contact you to ask if they have. I mean, you have any doubts, anything. And if you, I mean, if you want to have any question which you want to ask me, EduPristine will help you with that also. Okay. Thank you, guys. Take care. Good luck with your career. Thank you. Bye bye. Suchita, you can check with EduPristine of that. I cannot comment on that. But I mean, they will help you with that. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.